Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Why Ukraine live stream. Give me a few minutes while you can look at this I think it's a hilarious picture of fake Putin speaking to Medvedev here. While I check and make sure I'm on all the platforms I should be on, uh, just what should the caption for this little image be? I don't know why I find it so hilarious. You can think about it. Yeah, it's really, really something. Oh, here we go. Okay, looks like Facebook is working. Thank you for your patience with me. There we go. Okay. Today we have a lot to talk about. We're going to start the video today talking about socks and shoes. I know that's the most interesting thing to everyone, but it is because we just sent a bunch of socks to the International Legion, and I got some feedback from the sergeant who is Ukrainian. His English is, it's okay. But the feedback indicated to me that maybe the guys aren't, I sent different kinds of socks. And the feedback made me realize that maybe the guys are not wearing the socks correctly. I know that sounds crazy, right? Because how do you wear socks? Why do we need to, be taught how to wear socks, right? But it turns out that not everybody knows how to wear socks. And I love infantry guys, but let's say they're maybe not always the sharpest tools in the shed. I mean, I don't know how else to say that one. Sometimes, I mean, I lived with them for a month, and I'm going to go back to them. Sometimes they're not always the sharpest, like I said. All right. So looks like we're ready to go. Thank you for your patience. If you're still, oh wow, I was messing around and people are coming in the chat. What's going on? Yeah, the Muppets show. Yeah, that's great. That's really great. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be socks today. We're gonna be like, it'll be like, here we are. This is my hello. They need to be the right socks and the left socks as well, Mitch. So I sent two kinds of socks. Now, these are my personal socks that I bought with my own money. But it'll cover it basically. About half or more than half of the socks that I sent are army green, and they're about this long. Okay, they're much longer. Anyway, they're long socks, and they're like this. They're regular. They're wool socks, reasonable quality. And then about half of the socks I sent are like this. Okay. Yeah. And a lot of people think that these are just like house slippers, essentially, socks to be worn around the house. Okay. Which is fine. You can do that. But let me show you what they're actually designed to be. So we're going to pretend like my hand is my foot. I'm going to, there we go, there's my foot, okay? This is for the winter, right? Take this and you put it inside this. You wear 2 layers of socks, okay? Now, in order to do this with this type of a setup, especially with these bigger socks, you need to have shoes that are probably like half a size too small. No, half a size half a size too big. All right. So, like for instance, I got out my boots. Now, you'll notice these are super heavy Canadian boots. I've had these waxed for waterproofing. They're what do you say? Suede. They're suede. So not waterproof naturally, and I've had them waterproof. I'm gonna probably have them waxed again. Yeah. So Katherine, like a lot of women only wear ankle socks, for example. But when you're wearing boots like this, they need to, like, the sock needs to at least come up to the level of where the boot is. Otherwise, this top part of the boot will chafe on your feet. Now, some people in the army prefer even to wear like socks that come all the way up to the knees. I don't, and the reason is it reduces blood flow. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Mitch. Yeah, Mitch. You said it exactly right. So you put these. You want these shoes are like extra wide. They are my size, but to be honest, they're size 13. Sizes vary between shoes, and in different countries, I've found a size 13 in one country is not a size 13 in another country. Okay, so exactly. So the point of this is, when you need to wear 2 pairs of socks in the wintertime, this second pair is not going to compress your foot and reduce blood flow. It's going to keep your feet warmer, because you're going to have more blood flow coming into your foot. A lot of guys, even in the summer, if they have to go on long treks, will wear 2 pairs of socks. And in that case, you can make a choice, if you want to wear the big ones or not. But that is the point of doing that. Salt of the Earth, you asked, do the guys have the option for 2 boots? Yeah, it's my understanding it's just kind of a general policy to have an extra pair of boots. And that's, I think you're only given 1 pair of boots, but I'm pretty sure you're given a pair of winter boots in the winter, pair of summer boots in the summer. Regardless, you should. Almost everybody here in Ukraine has. It's very funny. They're very particular about what kind of boots they wear at what time of year, what kind of shoes they wear at what time of year. They have winter shoes and they have summer shoes. And oh my God, if you show up somewhere in public wearing winter shoes in October, oh my God, people are laughing at you. Oh, look at him. He's wearing, winter shoes. And it's only October. I don't know. And then, my wife is always freaking out because I'm going outside in December in my quote unquote summer shoes. They really, really take it very seriously here. Yeah. So compression socks are good for some people, just not great, arguably not great when you're going on long hikes, or if you're going to be in like extremely cold weather. You don't want anything that's going to reduce that blood flow. Oh, Mercado and Dylan are talking, huh? Oh, Jesus. All right. Okay, that makes sense. I thought I was running late today, but we'll let them finish. I'm glad. I'm actually going to take the part of the video that I just saw. I'm going to cut it out. Well, not cut it out, but turn it into a separate video and send it to the International Legion. Be like, here's how you wear these socks, because some people don't know. if you've never needed to do that for whatever reason, yeah. All right. So moving on. We do have oh my god, last night I was sitting down before bed, because it's 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock now for me here. But last night I was getting ready for this live stream and going through all the news and saying, what do I want to talk about today? And I was thinking to myself, gosh, there's nothing really important going on. It's been kind of boring lately. And by the time I was done, I was like, holy shit, I've got a lot to cover. I mean, just with my own shit that I'm working, that, like this. So this is the tourniquet, and I published last night or yesterday an unboxing of this, and I'm kind of regretting doing that. I think I should have saved the unboxing for our live stream. Because I think you guys deserve that. Mitch, half the reason snow pants are warm is they make you wear the boots and the parka that match them. Because that would look silly. Minus 35 shift, yeah. So salt of the earth you like. Okay. So the deal, so somebody, King Raccoon, he comes on our channel a lot. He saw the video of the unboxing video for this, and he said, well, now it's training only because it's not sterile. Okay. I was hoping he would be in here by now, but that's fine. Okay. To be clear, so this came wrapped in plastic, okay? And the plastic wasn't like a real sealed plastic or anything like that. No, do I still have the plastic sitting up here? Tourniquets don't need to be sterile. In fact, in a battlefield situation, it's almost impossible, and you don't want them to be in like some sort of a hemostatic wrap. Now, chest seals, okay. Now I'm not a freaking medical expert, but I've been to like 15 bajillion of these March protocol trainings, and TCCC trainings. So you have a 45 and a minus 55 set of clothes. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people here in Ukraine do too. Have like that. And you never want to be seen in Ukraine in your minus 55 when it's only minus 45. Okay, maybe not minus 55, more like, I mean, I think the coldest I've been here was like minus 30, minus 25, minus 30. And that's Celsius, but when you get down to that low, it's the math equals out, and it's almost the same temperature between Celsius and Fahrenheit. It's just freaking butt ass cold. But that's pretty rare. The most of this time it's been pretty mild. But yeah, Mitch. But the other thing is, me being from California. I mean, yes, I did live in cold climates before, but for the 3 years before I came to Ukraine, I lived in California, and so I wasn't quite used to the cold. So when I first came to Ukraine and it was like October, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's cold," and people were laughing at me, So anyway, so basically, this is the tourniquet that I ordered. Now, Fire Marble is the guy, and he commented on this I ordered this December 5th. December 5th, I ordered this. That's how long it took, and it just got here yesterday. Okay. I'm not going to order at all. God, this was the soonest I could get. I was trying to order from the United States. I ordered from Israel because I thought, oh, it's geographically closer, so it'll be longer. And then, and then the war, and I don't know, December 5th was the war in Israel happening already, or was I just not paying attention? Maybe I just thought, well, no big deal. And then everything being blocked at the border. Who knows how long this sat at the Polish border or Slovakian border or whatever? Just insane. But yeah, I want to just make clear that this is still completely usable. Okay, just because I opened it up, took it out of the package, it's not like a chest seal. It's not like a Israeli bandage or the thing you have to put in your nose. Which, to be honest, I've seen a lot of unsterile chest seals, Israeli bandages, and those crazy nose things used on people. Okay, so I'm like, yeah, it's if that's all you've got, that's what you're going to use. So and especially non-sterile nose things, like people sharing them. Oh God, don't even get me started. But yeah, so now it's not recommended that if a tourniquet has been used, that is to say, already put on a body. Really, everyone in Israel is throwing away open tourniquets. Really? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, okay. What the plastic does indicate is whether or not the plastic wrap. What it indicates is, oh no. Okay, you're joking. Sorry. Look, hang on. More coffee. Mm. Too much blood in my caffeine stream, guys. Okay. What the hell is floating in my coffee right now? Okay, sorry. Let's get serious, James. Come on. Anyway. Whew, yeah, brain cells are catching up. I'm like an old hard drive. I take a while to load into your memory, into my memory. All right. Anyway, the point is, the plastic wrap does indicate that it has not been used. All right. And it's not recommended that you reuse a tourniquet. That's why after a tourniquet has been used for training, it is technically possible if you don't have another tourniquet, but it's not recommended. So when you do the twisty thing on this, and you have it at like maximum strain for a long time, it's supposed to be no more than 2 hours, but sometimes it goes a lot longer than that. That does weaken the fabric, and allegedly, supposedly, you could. But this thing looks really freaking beefy, man. I like how it has this curved plastic to kind of fit on your arm, and the most important thing I like, really, really like, is this clip right here. That right there. That makes it so much easier to put on. Like especially if you're doing it single-handed, or if you can't, for example, if you can't lift someone's leg very much, or you want to move them minimally, and you just clip it on, and it's right there. So you can keep this pulled. You can keep this, like, if this is intended for me, I can keep it to just the right size of my arm or whatever, and then keep it like right there. And keep it to that right size, and then just give it a good yank. So I would do it like that, actually turned over. Oh yeah. You mean these things? This is called the turnstile. Yeah. Um, yeah, the handles breaking, and in the cheap tourniquets, there's a real risk with the cheap tourniquets, and I've worked with some of those in training, and you can physically bend this plastic piece with your fingers, and especially after it's been used so many times and the plastic gets weakened. Yeah, that's a real big problem. Here's the thing, though. This clip, there we go. This clip right here, that thing is beefy as hell. I think it's actually too beefy. That's the only bad part about this is this thing is so beefy that it's actually hard to get the turnstile pushed in there. And I actually don't want to do it because I don't feel like I want to put more strain on the turnstile. So, but once it's in there, man, it's freaking in there. It ain't coming out. No fucking way. Rob, hey, thanks for coming. I just realized what GTSY means. I thought you were misspelling gutsy. I don't know. No, but really, I was like, everybody always says gutsy. What? I wonder what gutsy means. Oh, it's good. Good to see you. Okay. So yeah, so that's something really important that we've addressed here. So let's I don't know. Let's get started with our news situation. I tell you. So was it okay? So yesterday I was dealing with the whole tourniquet thing. The day before I ordered like 50 liters of soap. I did not realize when I started my whole store here. By the way, I have it now set. I have separate SKUs. So this, and I need to change the description here to reflect this. But if you go onto this where it says tourniquets, these tourniquets are going to the Alpha Company 1st Battalion. Okay. And this one right here, if you click on this, these go to the 4th Training Battalion. So from now on, when you click on something, you'll know these tourniquets are going here, these tourniquets are going there, and I'm going to do that for like the socks. Right now, I don't have that for the socks yet, but all the things will have separate SKUs, even if the pictures are the same. You'll know when you click on them where it's going. Anyway, I was saying that when I started this freaking store, I did not realize how much time I was going to spend, searching for soap. Fucking like, excuse me, like 8 goddamn hours looking at different kinds of soap and different kinds of like floor cleaners, trying to find the best quality for the best price. Just like, oh god. And this thing just went on sale, but I already bought trash bags. So, and they were cheaper than this. So hopefully and then and trying to make sure that I'm not like actually losing money and trying to figure out how much is 198 grivnas and should I buy it at or should I mark my cost at and then I have to factor in shipping cost, which sometimes there's shipping costs, sometimes there's not. I didn't realize that I was going to go through this, but I'm doing it. I know it's I just when I deal with this shit, I just think about those dudes actually in the barracks with no goddamn soap, no toilet paper, waiting for this. Oh, I hear. I'm gonna type it too now. GTSY, everyone. All right. So let's see. This here, I know I've talked about this before. The next thing I'm going to be putting up on the site. So I should do this like there. And then I should always have it like this, right? And then I'll move this over here so that I can keep this up, and then you can see that, hey, it'll just kind of be like a reminder. You can go and support Ukraine. On this site here, which I will full screen, I am going to, I have down here a little bit further down, put up this option so you can buy these magnets, and I have a whole bunch of different ones. And this is going to be if somebody, for some crazy reason, wanted to support me, I mean the channel, the work that I'm doing, and hopefully, you know, at some point I'm going to have someone help me with this. Like when I go actually join the Legion, I'm going to need help. So I'm going to have like a bunch of little things that you can buy that are physically from Ukraine. And there's this magnet too. Okay. Now, when I was at the post office to pick up the tourniquet, they had these. Check this out. Check it out. This is going to be awesome. Okay. This is going to be super awesome. They had these really cool. Okay, that one's not the coolest one. That one. These are envelopes with like custom limited edition from Ukraine artwork. Like this one here. And they were super cheap. Like, okay, so I don't know if you can see what this is, but it's a pair of handcuffs or a chain between Russia and Crimea. And there's a big, and that's to represent the Kerch Strait Bridge blowing up. That's what that's about. So somebody, you know, created this design, and the post office, the Ukrainian post office, put it on. And there's also artwork of, you know, different fighters and or just, you know, different parts of the ZSU. So what I'm gonna, I think I got 60 of these or 50. I don't remember. I didn't personally count them. My wife did. There are some that maybe are not necessarily war related, but just, you know, more humanitarian, like this. And I bought practically all of them. So when you buy one of these magnets, the first 50 or so people, yeah, exactly, Catherine. The first 50 or so people who purchase one of these like collectible things, and I'm going to have some other stuff, things that will fit in envelopes. Now I'm also going to I'm going to wrap this so it's not just going to be like just this and this. It'll be protected. So the envelope will be a little bit thicker, but not so thick that they charge more for shipping. I have to be very careful. I have to go like not more than a centimeter thick, I think. But it, you know, I mean, this isn't going to get broken in the mail. Okay. Anyway, so you will also get one of these really cool envelopes. No telling which one. I guess you could request one, a specific one if you wanted. Armand, thank you. Thanks for coming. So yeah, so that I was really excited to find those, and it's just kind of a nice thing to have from Ukraine as kind of a memento, not just a little, you know, thing you can put on your fridge, but something a really cool piece of artwork like that. And I also picked up this cute little postcard of Patron. I only bought one. I don't know. Maybe maybe if when people make donations, I could like write little thank you notes and say, you know, like thank you from us, thank you from whoever. Especially like when I get out on the front line and I'm in, you know, one whatever group I'm in or another. Maybe I'll take a bunch of these with me, and when I see you guys helping out, I'll like write little thank you notes and mail them off. Because we do periodically. Obviously, when I'm in training, I've been thinking about this, and I'm going to need to talk it over with my commander. I'm obviously not going to be able to do live streams when I'm when I'm in the barracks. I don't imagine, but I will still make videos. I've talked with them about that and like where and how I can do that. But that does remain to be decided. Yeah. So we've gotten that out of the way. I want to I don't know, and also I want to ask you does this seem like a fair price here? I wanted it to be at least like the actual cost of shipping, the cost of mailing it, of just a little stupid magnet or a letter, might be as much as like I think it's like $10 or something. So I wanted to like have it be more than that. And I mean, the point of this obviously is not the value of the magnet. It's it's a way to show your support for me and the work I'm doing. And also, if you'll notice here, I say 50% of each purchase will go towards the general fund to support the International Legion soldiers. So, half to me, half to the Legion. Okay, so last stream yesterday, we had. This is going to come as a shock to some people not. Pretty sure we had a scammer, guys. Really shitty scammer. And don't feel bad if he got you. He got me. I mean, like, he 90% got me. But at least I didn't send him any money. And it looks like that person was Orsis. Yeah, Orsis. Orsis was fake. Orsis was a scammer, Cheryl. I'm sorry. I do not have your personal I don't have your personal contact information yet, I think. Or maybe I do, but I couldn't find it. Otherwise I would have sent you I would have sent you I did send to people who I knew were in direct. Yeah, I don't have enough money. Yeah, you you can't squeeze blood from a stone, right? Yeah. So I don't know, Katherine. What do you think? I mean, give me your opinion. We're like 90% certain he was a scammer, right? The situation, yeah, I mean, he was fun. There you go, Mitch. That's one way to put it. He was fun. So the situation is that, and this is what I was talking about yesterday or alluding to. The situation is from the beginning when I started, when Orsis started communicating with me, I got some warnings very early on from a couple of people. I started talking to him when I was doing no, it's he really made it seem like I was getting ready to verify through my channels, through people I know. Yeah. So he did the exact same thing, like word for word, cut and paste, on the Ukraine Matters Discord, and Georgie over there, and it was actually, I believe, Georgie from Ukraine Matters through Tridents Against Tyrants. So Georgie from Ukraine Matters contacted Tyrants Against Tyrants, who contacted me to let me know that that this dude was. Then the way they figured it out was he was posting pictures to their Discord. So just to show you, so he was posting pictures like this, and saying, "Oh, that's me right there," and they the pictures were like, normally when you send people pictures from your phone or whatever, they're all going to be in the same size. They're going to be in the same format, and these were all not. They were like, some were square, some were long and sideways, this and that, and people were saying, that seems strange. So they started doing um, reverse lookup, reverse image search, and that's when they started finding this. And by the way, I'm sharing these screenshots. I'm trying to share these screenshots without sharing any private information from people who've sent me this stuff. And one of the reasons why I didn't bring this up yesterday, when Orsis was here, unfortunately, is I wanted to share these screenshots, but I wasn't sure how to do it without also sharing confidential information that I wasn't sure I had permission to share. So the other thing I would say about that is that anyone who had any communication with Orsis, who I know about, you have to give me permission before I will share any, like any information we might have had in any groups that were created or anything like that. Oh, thanks, Armand. Thank you. I smashed the like before I smashed my coffee. And I need to smash my coffee right now. Okay, so people started finding, like, basically all of his pictures were from just randomly from the internet. Now, the other screenshots that he sent, I can't show you, because the other screenshots that I was sent talking about him that were all fake, I can't show you on Facebook, because I suppose I could post them to our Discord. That's what I'll do. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. That's what the freaking Discord is for. Stupid James. Yeah. So so basically the other pictures that I have are the screenshots of the pictures that he sent to the people on the Ukraine Matters Discord. They all have dead Russian bodies on them. So I don't, YouTube will freak out and ban me for life or whatever. So, but I will post them onto our Discord so that you can see. And so that's why yesterday I was like, hey, so basically what happened on Georgie's Discord is he actually ended up stealing $500 from someone. He exactly the same story that he told me and a couple of other people. That he and I told you guys the whole story. We played along. That he got injured, and there now along the way there were some real red flags here, guys. Okay, first of all, he's fucking supposedly texting me while he's bleeding out. Okay, that should have been a red flag. I mean, I was thinking to myself the whole time, I was like, why me? Why is this guy messaging fucking me? I've never seen this person. I barely, but I was thinking, okay, well, sometimes when you are, in a panic situation and, you're delirious, sometimes you do weird shit. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, hi, Jonathan. Wait, where's Jonathan? I'm missing thing. Oh, anyway, the point. Oh, I am Jonathan. That is my company name. Gotcha. Okay. There's another guy whose name is I am Max, and every time somebody sends a message to him and says like, "K Bell, I am Max," and I'm like, "K Bell, your name is Max?" I've done it like twice now. It's really ridiculous. Oh, you recognized one vid he shared here, huh? Yeah, and he shared some pictures with me, but what he shared some pictures with me, but what he was doing was immediately deleting the pictures. So he would show them, and then and some people have like a timer if they have Signal or whatever. They have a timer set to where it automatically deletes their messages. Yeah, Cheryl. Well, and even on the help me out, on the Ukraine Matters Discord, they were saying like, wow, we really didn't want to believe it because he was such a nice guy. We felt like we already knew him, you know? Yeah. And no. And so he pulled the same $500. He was starting to talk about how sorry, Max. So it was starting to talk about how he needed $500 to fly home, but he had a friend who was going to pay him for it, and that's why yesterday I brought up in the Discord. I said, "Oh yeah, I heard you already got $500 from Ukraine Matters, so you don't need any more. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want us to?" Are you sure you don't want us to raise money for you? I was like trying to like lead him along, see if I could get him to make a shit. Drop my mic. See if I could get him to make a big dog and pony show about it. But he knew the jig was up basically. So I just want to play. I have not listened to this yet. Okay. So he came on to this. He set up a group with me and a couple of other people on a separate app, so that it could not be traced. I think he learned from Georgie's thing, or from Ukraine Matters, that if you use Discord, you're all traceable. There's IP addresses, and by the way, just to be clear, I'm going to be reporting this, and I'm going to get together with like Tridents Against Tyrants and Ukraine Matters if possible on their Discord, although I'm not a member over there, but I'll see if I can talk to them and take this up with the SBU at the very least. I'm an American. I can talk to the FBI about it. I mean, this is a matter of war, and it's it was a Russian psyop. I mean, I don't necessarily believe that it was just one guy in Thailand or whatever. Like I was telling you about my friend in America who did this kind of catfishing people for fun with his online profiles. I don't think that was the case. It's too sophisticated for that. Anyway, I'm going to play you for the first time, my first time hearing it. Sorry, his messages that he left in our group, his audio messages. So here we go.
Hey guys, it's me. So yeah, sorry I had to leave the live early. I had to do some paperwork because
can everyone hear that?
Well, I'm basically leaving the hospital soon and go back to my home, hopefully. So yeah, by the way, I just watched the live, and yeah, obviously it's me, James, speaking about, and what happened between me and Ukraine Matters, I think. So basically, it's a very long story. I would say a year, maybe something like that. My first tour to Ukraine. Well, I will not get into the details. Of course, it's too long. But I mean, Ukraine Matter is really great. People, community is great. Everything is great. I will not say anything bad about them. I cannot do that. That would be a lie.
My first time listening.
So basically, this is what happened.
Katherine, that's fair. Understood.
Really great communication, friendship, relationship with that channel or whatever you call it, Ukraine Matters. And then basically, when I was coming back home, I didn't have money for the plane ticket, and first of all, I never ever asked money from anyone, and I can prove that. I have all the screenshots and everything. Basically, they offer me, like, from a donation, like, to buy my plane ticket. And I told them, no, I don't want that, because there are other people who need that money more than me. So I told them, like, okay, don't give me the money, but spend that money for some school there in Ukraine or some kids in Ukraine, something like that. And they accepted that. So that case closed. Anyway, after a while, later, one of the common friends in that community texted me and said, listen, we don't accept no. This is why the Ukraine Methods community is made for, to help people. So we don't accept no. We are sending the money. And I said again, no. But it came to some point that many people start to tell me, take the money, do that. So I had to accept, okay? But please understand, again, this is not scam or anything, but I had to accept because it was that point. And they forced me. I mean, I have all the evidence, screenshots, anything. Anyway, I told you I will not get into the details. So then, I got the money and I bought the plane ticket and anyway, came back. But now where this scam thing happened, why? Now this is totally my mistake. I 100% agree with that. That because in the community, they keep asking me like, can you send this picture? Can you please send us picture? Blah, 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 blah. And it was too much. The pressure and that stuff was too much in that community.
This guy's really good.
And then
he's
what
really
I did,
good.
I sent them some of the pictures, like from my other friends, from other units, something like that. But plus again, I never told them that's me in the picture or like I took the picture, okay? And then it turned out they found, because it's not my pictures, I mean, I got from other friends or something like that. So it turned out they found that picture in some website. I don't know where. Probably my friend, in other group, posted that in other military group. Anyway, then
it's a good story.
Without asking me, without listening to me and anything, they just announced me as a scammer, false identity or whatever it is, and they totally blocked me. So I couldn't reach them. I couldn't explain why I sent them some of my friends' pictures and that stuff. So basically, the story is like that. Okay, I never asked money. I really thank them that they helped me. It's a great community. I cannot say anything bad. But that's the story. So at this point, I think that's where we are going. So guys, James, your community is great. Really great. I like the people. I love to talk with them. No lie. Thanks. Really. But I think it's better if I live in peace, without any problems, without any arguments. I just want to say thank you for everything. Well, that's basically the story. Thanks again. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, that was pretty good. If he's a scammer, he's a damn good scammer. I'm going to verify this, all right? He said he was 3rd Assault Brigade. I have that information. He claimed to be like, how about, the thing about it is, I was talking about this yesterday. I hate to do this, because I've gone on to different YouTube channel communities, and was briefly accused of being some kind of a scammer. The first time I went on. So I'm going to do some research. I'm still in communication with Orsis, but if he's, he was talking about it again. Okay. There's a lot of red flags. And now going back and, listening to, remember I played for you this audio file, and he sent me this this audio file, and I played it for you, right? Of like bullets. It's like combat, and it's an audio file, and it sounds like there's bullets getting closer and closer and closer and closer. Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, there's nothing to stop him from joining here and explaining himself. You know what I mean? And I think he did a pretty good job of explaining himself. But yeah, I'm going to continue to do research on this and find out. But I felt like you guys deserve to know. You know what I mean? And if I'm wrong, fantastic. I want to be wrong. Let's put it that way. If Georgie and Ukraine matters and Tridents Against Tyrants, if they're all wrong, fantastic. Let's exonerate this guy and I'll go back to Ukraine Matters and Tridents Against Tyrants myself and say, you know what, you guys were wrong. Okay, for sure, absolutely. So, that is why I gave the little speech that I did yesterday, and I don't know, but I can tell you this. So here's the audio, like just as an example, the audio file that I played.
On your left, RPG. Left. Left.
So I think what he's doing here, this is literally what I think. I think he's watching a YouTube video of combat on his laptop. Okay. And then just talking over it while he records himself on his phone while he's recording both things. That's what I think. And I was thinking that at the time, I was like, what the hell is he doing in the middle of combat, sending me audio files? That's crazy. What are you doing texting? You should be holding your gun with both hands. Or you should have one hand on your gun and one hand on a grenade. Man. Like, what the hell? But, yeah. I mean, yes, Max. It's tough, isn't it? This is a tough one. Like real tearjerker or heartstring puller. And having been, like I said earlier, having been in the position of being accused of being a scammer. By the way, a big reason why I like doing these live streams and talking about the work that I'm doing is you guys hold my feet, can at least hold my feet to the fire. If I'm fucking up, not delivering, if you've made a donation and it's not going to the right place, or whatever I'm doing wrong. I mean, arguably, I just be honest with you. I was thinking about this on my page, on this page. It specifically says has a picture of a cat tourniquet, not any other kind of tourniquet. Okay, and in the description, it literally says what this includes: cat tourniquet. And the very first purchase I made was not a cat tourniquet. Yeah, Mitch. Yeah, there is a way, and it just takes a while because people have to send word to one person to another person, and hearing word back may take some time. I mean, he was sharing with me like I could be a scammer. He was sharing with me like OPSEC information. Real serious OPSEC information that if anyone knew, if he was actually a soldier and anyone knew what was going on, he would get in real serious trouble. I'm talking about like sharing his location, exact location, on Google Maps, like Google Maps location sharing, shit like that. Not I don't mean like he actually had location sharing set up in Google Maps, but taking screenshots of his Google Maps showing his location. So very free with the OPSEC. Right. Exactly. So it's a very difficult thing. It's a hard thing. And I did notice that Katherine left while this discussion went on, because it's like very emotional, you know. In fact, I'm going to message her. Let's see. I watch you and others on Ukraine to see what people need and what I can design for helping. That's interesting. Designing what? What do you mean? Hey, K&K, what's going on? Well, you might want to go back in the live stream about 10 minutes and find out what we were just talking about, because it was a big deal. And we are going to stop talking about it soon, because I want... here we go. I'm just going to let Katherine know. Hey, Katherine, we have stopped that discussion now, so you can come back in. I'm sorry. I understand it was hard. There we go. Just want to... It's hard, man. It sucks. All right, I'm going to get something else on my screen. Here we go. Let's start talking about the news, guys. I worry when people say they're empaths because they're... you... Have you met my ex-wife, Cheryl? Okay, K&K. Yeah. That's a tough one. Really tough. Have you met my ex-wife? Oh, wow. Cheryl? Okay, yeah. All right, I just checking. All right, so, yeah. This is what I wanted to talk about yesterday, but I just felt like we didn't have time. And, God, we've already taken like an hour. Oh, but empaths and sex. Oh my God, Mitch. How do you guys all know all my exes? Jesus. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, do you think that the EU is really serious about getting tough with Hungary? That's the question, right? The European Union's institutions are gearing up for a fight over Hungary. And the transfer of... So Hungary is a poorer country than many other countries in Europe, and so by default in the EU, they get more money, get more economic assistance from the EU. One reason that Orban is so strongly against Ukraine joining the EU is because now Ukraine will be at the bottom of the economic list, so they'll be at the top of the funding, so they'll get the majority of the funding assistance, and Ukraine will, and Hungary won't get crap. So that is part of Orban's intrinsic, let's say. That's not to say he doesn't also have extrinsic motivations, but intrinsic motivation. So the question is, what can they do That's what I don't understand. What can they do to stop this money going to Orban? It's because I thought it was like set in stone. It's like, I guess they okay, so they have to take it to this. I literally don't understand this, and I'm trying to. So if you, yes, Orban is a Putler puppet. Yeah, we totally know that, but I want to know, like, what can they actually do to grind his gears, essentially, because he's talking about quote, he wants to be the rock in the shoe of the EU. Which, that's a really stupid thing to say when you are the bottom tier of the EU and you're depending on them for assistance, and you're saying, I want to be the thing that slows down the whole, that mucks up the whole system, and you're dependent on them for assistance. Like, that's dumb. Okay. So they have, okay, so they said that Hungary didn't meet the rule of law requirements to get the money, right? So this is a big deal. The rule of law requirements. I was talking about this with my wife, and the changes. Remember, my wife is Ukrainian, right? The changes that are going to have to come to Ukraine, in terms of rule of law. For instance, with regard to like scam and scammers and stuff. EU has a lot of consumer protection laws that don't exist. There's liability laws that don't exist, so like public safety laws that don't exist in Ukraine. And there's going to have to be a lot of changes in Ukraine for sure. Yeah, K and K. I told ya. But we are moving on from that topic because we can talk about it later again. I'm going to do some research. It's a hard one. It's rough. It's rough. But you know what I say? I say, thank the God we have a good community. And I also say, I don't like to publicly execute people, essentially, unless we know for certain. Unless we absolutely know for certain. Yeah, well, the veto, in other words, the consensus law, Mitch, is stupid, right? Where it has to be 100% of EU states, or you can't pass any laws. Like, oh my God. I mean, any group of people, just trying to get them to agree, like, where to have lunch is difficult enough without it being entire nations, Come on. It's crazy. But it's a step. Like remember, the EU is really separate nations. It's not like America, where we have, semi-independent states, but they were always kind of one nation and one people for the most part, except for in the very beginning. These guys have been separate nations for thousands of years, so it's not so easy for them to change. Yeah. And all evidence suggests that Orban wants to reform the Austro-Hungarian Empire too. So I think that was his secret plan with Vladimir Putler. Anyway, so something to watch out for, right? Next thing, and I want to get the non-Ukraine news out of the way first. This is very interesting. So China extends now. So China has been anti-tourism for really since Xi Jinping took power and moving in that direction. And honestly, in many respects, since after the Olympics, since the last Olympics were in Beijing, and even in the Olympics. Okay, so a fun fact: my ex-wife's brother was imprisoned for 3 months in China, right before the Olympics. He accidentally overstayed his visa by like 10 days or something, and it was because of bureaucracy. He had to go to some office and he couldn't get there, and he had to go to another office, whatever. He accidentally overstayed his visa, and when he finally got to the right office to extend his visa, they arrested him and threw him in a like really awful, like UN Human Rights Commission jail, where he himself was not tortured, but he heard people in the cells next door to him, like people who he shared a cell with, and they had no toilet, for example. Just horrible, awful stuff. So, yeah, you're not going to get me going to China anytime soon. Yeah, they had to get like U.S. senators involved to get him out. So this was, oh my gosh, what year was this? Fuck. When was the Beijing Olympics? I don't remember, but it was right before that. Anyway, so China has been steadily less and less welcoming to foreigners, unless you're coming to specifically be sponsored by the Chinese government. The Chinese government sponsors foreigners to come and do propaganda that's strictly regulated by the Chinese government. And if you don't, that's a big thing. But so this visa-free, it's like they're opening back up again. So what's going on there? Why are they doing that is the question. It's all very strategic. 2021? No. I'm sorry. No, the previous Olympics. The previous Olympics, not the 2021 Olympics. China. There's 2022. There was an Olympics before that in China. 2010. That's when it was. So this was So the 2010, no, that's not right. Where the hell? Oh, 2008 Summer Olympics. That's what it was, right there. So this was back in 2007. Oh, okay. 2008. Thanks. Oh, hey, welcome back, Katherine. You've been to China 5 times? Holy crap. Jonathan, so if they are trying to they're talking about Hungary, or no, I see. You're talking about Ukraine. If they are trying to get into EU and NATO, I'm not sure they can turn down money from banks and companies, which will raise all land prices. That is a big concern here in Ukraine. I got to tell you guys, if you ever wanted to buy land in Europe, come to Ukraine and buy land now, because I'm curious, Katherine, why did you, just for tourism or for like humanitarian stuff, or what? Why'd you go? I mean, I would love to go to China. I think it's an amazing country, and I think it's an amazing culture, but the government really sucks. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but my most recent ex-wife is Chinese. She lives in Silicon Valley. She makes I should probably report this to the CIA or something, but she lives in Silicon Valley. She makes rocket parts for NASA. When I met her, she was working as a nanny in Silicon Valley, but she had a background as a electrician. And she lived in Africa for 7 years. Anyway, whatever. The point is, her 2 favorite people in the world are Jesus and Mao Zedong. I don't know how you put your son in Chinese immersion, like physically in China, or in a special school in like America. I used to speak Mandarin. I have not spoken Mandarin since I came to Ukraine, since I got divorced, obviously. Yeah. I love China. Yeah, the food. I mean, that's half the reason I got married to that woman. Yeah. So it's very interesting that China is now opening back up. They were closing down for a long time, it seemed like, and now they're opening back up. Personally speaking, I hate absolutely hate child abuse elementary school. Okay, fair enough. All right, at least you know. I will tell. Oh God. Okay, my Chinese wife was super abusive. She was like, I think she was like 95 pounds, but I was covered in bruises for half of our marriage, and I'm twice her size. Um, your ex has lived in Shenyang, China for over 20 years. Crazy town. Wow. Oh, yeah, Jesus and Mao Zedong. Yeah, I know, right? K, right? Yeah. Yeah, those are her two favorite people in the world. She came I mean, I don't need to give you the whole story, but she came from a part of China near Nanjing that was central to the Taiping Rebellion, if you know what that is. And her family was Christian going back hundreds of years. Of course, their idea of like Chinese Christianity is not the same as our American idea, but the Taiping Rebellion was um, just ruined China, and it's a reason why China was very anti-Christian for a long time, or is anti-Christian. If you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make. Oh, that's the Beatles, right? Yeah. Okay. And you met him in Taiwan. Wow. Yeah. No. Chinese are mean. Okay. I'm sorry. Or Chinese teachers. I mean, they're freaking widely known for being, you know. Yeah. Anyway, it's just interesting. Because I'm thinking about how this works on a global on a global stage, and is this coming out of the meeting between Xi Jinping and Biden, which was obviously a big flex on Xi's part, but at the same time, like they basically were both telling each other, "Right, throw down, let's go." Like 2 years, let's go to war. Boom, Taiwan. And now China's doing this. What's going on there? Are they just opening up their tourism so that they can have more Europeans to take hostage when the war starts? Or what? Um, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, you guys are making too many jokes. I can't keep track. Um, when I saw a Chinese propaganda film where they were pounding Mao's little red book. Interesting. And it reminded you of your father with the Bible. Yeah, it's very interesting. Anyway, so I just want to no, I talked about this yesterday. I apologize. I'm skipping that. I want to talk about this because I brought it up yesterday. It is related to this article about targeting of journalists critical of authorities. The journalists in question were fighting against propaganda. And no, oh my God, James, fighting against corruption and reporting corruption in the military. And it's some of these journalists have. So you got to remember, the government, any government, is not monolithic, and that there is still a big problem with corruption. So that's, I talked about this article. Optima Distance Learning School claims pressure from law enforcers accusing of legal purchase of land for building school. I talked about this yesterday, but and I was like, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so as it turned out later, this land is under investigation since it became a source of enrichment for some officials. Now, why this is even making the news, right? Because so many I have students who were in this Optima distance learning tool. So many Ukrainian students are doing online distance learning right now. It's really important and really powerful, potentially. Okay, so what's happening here is there was this school wanted to set up a physical location near Kyiv, in addition to being online, And this land is, quote, under investigation, and it's changed hands a bunch of times, and they're getting harassed by the police. It's probably likely that someone in the police force, in the local police force in that town that's near Kyiv, wanted the land for some reason, or someone in the local government. So, all the way down to the. I mean, in America, we have small towns with corrupt local governments too. Okay, so that's what that was about. So the panel of judges sided with our client that Maria Maletska did not alienate the land from the Ministry of Defense. Okay, so there you go, right there. So the land was somebody in the Ministry of Defense wants that land for some reason, probably to build their mansion on. And I'm not just being critical. That's what a Ukrainian would say. Okay. I just wanted to make that clear. I want to get into and start talking about the home industry of drones. I mean, I've spoken about the school where I teach, where they have now started. I taught a 2-week-long drone hacking and building and repairing and flying camps, like for teenagers, and they got so into it that the students, remember, it's a democratic school, so they control what they want to learn, and they themselves went out and found a local it's called a hacker lab, or also sometimes called a maker lab, in Kyiv that's not too far from the school, and they rent out that for like 2 hours a day during the week, and they are learning how to do circuit board soldering and everything they need to do to, and the students are the ones motivated to this, and so there's a big it's a cottage industry now, of people putting together drone kits, buying drone kits. I personally, here we go. Kyiv City Council plans to allocate $13 million for drones. Okay, the city is doing this, right? Well, I mean, and they're doing it because the people are demanding it. They're having protests about it. They're saying, stop spending money on streetlights and sidewalks and start buying drones. Okay. And electronic warfare equipment here. So my goal, and maybe some of you can help me with this. Okay. This is why I'm bringing it up. I have been trying to find and fire marble in our community tab. Okay, I'll go here. I'll go to my channel. Oh my God. Okay. Go to my channel. Come on. Fire Marble was saying, maybe you can find some local sources for tourniquets. So the future tourniquets that you buy could be local tourniquets. And I want to do the same with drones. Oh my gosh. Wow. Where's my tourniquet picture? Okay, there's the feedback on the socks. Did I really make this many posts yesterday? Christ. Oh no, I see. It was in my shorts. Oh, that sounds weird. Okay, the point is, somebody was making the statement that I need to, maybe buy tourniquets locally, support local makers. The problem is with the tourniquets that the quality is in question. So I want to ask you guys. I'm going to put up a poll in the community section, but I want to ask you guys. I've got like 12 more tourniquets to order. Cat tourniquets are in extremely short supply. And they're pretty much all just getting used by the military anyway. Should I take out of this is what I'm thinking about, and you tell me what you think I should do with the tourniquets. And so, for instance, this is the supplier that I'm thinking to go with for cat tourniquets. Okay. The problem is they don't take Google Pay. I have to pick it up from Nova Post from the post office, and then I pay for it at the post office, and then I have to send it on. So it's like an extra step, but whatever. Fine. I'm also thinking about people have supported to buy Dnipro tourniquet. People have supported to buy about 12 tourniquets, I believe. I'm thinking to buy to make one of these tourniquets from this manufacturer here. Okay. This guy. All right. Find a store with walls. That's fair. Yeah, a store with walls that sells tourniquets is really to find, almost impossible. Paramedic, this shop has really good reputation. Okay, everybody knows it, everybody uses it. They heavily service the military. I don't know if they're purely online, but they're not going to be in my little village here. But there's also this one, I believe, Rhino Rescue. Wait, are they in Ukraine? It's a much cheaper tourniquet, but yeah. But this Dnipro tourniquet, I understand that they. What I want to do is buy one. Yeah, Mitch, that's the problem. There's plenty of stores selling military gear in general, but tourniquets, I have not seen a tourniquet in a tactical shop or anywhere in any physical shops. Yeah. Now I have looked at the online reviews for like Dnipro, and the first batch, I guess Gen 1, had problems, particularly with the turnstile, with the plastic breaking or bending. Supposedly with the Gen 2, it's good. Anyway, so this is what I'm thinking to do. I don't know what else to do, is to buy one, just like I bought one of these. Okay. Check it out, maybe even test it out, so it would become a training tourniquet at that point. This is still a usable tourniquet, has not been used. But if I bought one of these, well, that's the problem is that the cat tourniquets are freaking back ordered like crazy. And if I order it, it's like all of the ones that are coming into the country are just going straight to the military in general. Why should I inhibit that? And why shouldn't I, help a local industry? But okay, Mitch. All right, thank you for that. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to put up a poll about this and ask people. I'm also thinking maybe like 3 or 4 people have bought these tourniquets on the website and contributed for that. Some of the people have bought. One person bought like 10, I think, or 5. No, 5. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. What a sad world when tourniquets are back ordered. Yeah, and I mean, ordering tourniquets from the United States. I mean, if this thing took a month, almost a month and a half, the shipping time from the United States was longer than at least online, according to the online, it was longer than this one. That's anyway. All right. Okay. So enough about that. But this brings up the other point, which somebody already mentioned, is I want to put drones up here on this site, okay? And trying to get drones into the company's country is a big problem, okay? Drones that are already in the country, okay, have the potential to be the subject of corruption. In other words, like if it's a DJI drone or something, so okay, what I'm trying to say here is these drones, they get brought into the country, they get donated by NGOs, by charities, by individuals, and then in some cases, and I've heard multiple cases of this, and I've talked about it already, these drones then turn around, the commanders, and I know this, I've heard about this even in the Legion, the commanders turn around and sell them online. I was advised in the Legion, okay, not to buy to be very careful about buying drones online and be very careful about buying, for instance, ceramic armor plates that are not made in Ukraine, because very often they were brought here, given to someone for free to distribute to soldiers for free, and then that person turned around and sold them, and now they're being sold online. Now they're not leaving the country. Well, that's the question. So Jonathan, as the sod turns, asked, "Is that something that can be shipped drones?" The laws have changed. A year ago, when I had to have a drone smuggled into the country, okay, and I already gave that to the ZSU, to the Legion. But now I understand that they can be shipped into the country. It's just you have to pay. I don't know. There's extra fees, and it takes a long time. So this is what I'm getting at. What I want to do. This is what I need your guys' help with. The point here is, I want you, and I'm going to do it too, obviously. Look online as much as you can. Try and find. I want to find a small little drone. One of these guys who's making drones, working a little home garage workshop in Kyiv or something, and say, hey, we will supply you with maybe not drones, but controller cards, or electric motors, or whatever is the thing that's the most difficult to get. It's probably going to be one of two things: either controllers, the actual computers that control the flight for the drone, like the Pixhawk, for example. If you guys don't know what that is, it looks like this. Here we go. Yeah, looks like this. Okay, this is one of the most popular drone controllers. You can see it has a bunch of inputs and outputs and does all kinds of stuff. But things like this, okay. And then put that up on the website and say, okay, this specific part is going to this specific company, or drone workshop in Kyiv or wherever. That's what I really want to do. And then those drones are going to go to the ZSU. Okay. And that's what I want to kind of sponsor online. So if you go out and do some searching for drone companies in the smaller the better. That's what we want to. Okay, Mitch, you started doing enough new things, bro. Okay, you make a fair statement there. Okay, but anyway, please go out and search that. Okay, I like this article. How Ukraine built a volunteer hacker army from scratch. I have to some extent been involved in that. Some of my students are now some of those hackers who are fighting the Russians. But Mitch, you're not going to like this. I want to do something more than that. I want to do something more than that. I want, I think that groups like NAFO, I've been talking about this for a while. All of us who are pro-Ukraine need to get together and kind of like one, a super group, like when Cheap Trick formed up with Jefferson Airplane. You know what I mean? Wasn't that Jefferson Starship or something? I don't remember what they were called, but we need to, like, NAFO is a bunch of volunteers. I want people to be maybe not paid exactly, but to be rewarded in some way. Like when you make donations on my website or to others, that should be rewarded in some way. When people volunteer to hack a Russian website or track down a scammer, for example, they should be rewarded in some way. I'm going to talk more about that in the future, I think. We'll see. But this is really cool stuff. This is really, really cool stuff. It's amazing. And the collectivism in a positive way, individualized collectivism here in Ukraine. And I'm going to talk more about this. This is a very interesting thing. Okay, so government allocates 17.5 billion grivnas. That symbol there, that is the grivna symbol, or hrivnia, however you pronounce it. Arthur Rehi is delivering drones. Mercado delivered some. Not just that, it's like the people who donated the money, there should be a list of them somewhere, or at least their like online profile names or something, and they should get a little like certificate like this, with a signature on the back that says thank you, and you can put that on your freaking wall, and say, hey, look, when your friends come over to your house. Do you also have a NAFO fella? I am not part of NAFO, unfortunately. I wish I was, but I have not gotten involved in that. I'm glad that it's out there happening, though. I mean, just a thing that, I mean, I know a lot of people are saying I don't need any reward. I don't need, I don't need to be thanked. You don't have to thank me, but it's nice. It's nice to imagine just coming home and seeing a little thing on your wall that says thank you. And every time you walk in the door, you see that, Yeah. Actually, I have purchased a couple of patches, Cheryl, like this one. And I actually talked to one of the companies who makes these patches. And, and then there's this one here. That's kind of cool. A lot of people wear these on their uniforms in the Legion. Right. And then, but yeah, you have to balance anonymity, absolutely. I need to have I'm trying to learn so many things, Mitch. Too many new things, dude, like you said. But I really want on in Shopify to have a little checkbox, and I'm gonna figure out how to change this setting, that'll say, would you like your donation to be anonymous? And would you like to be contacted? I mean, I know it there anyway. I'll get in there and do that. It's on my list. Okay. So but we just, we have to be reminded of the fact that Russia's still doing the thing. Still doing the thing. Yesterday, I was like, man, things have been pretty calm this week. Everything's kind of chill. No. Russia drops explosives on a water utility crew. So not any kind of, just trying to fix the pipes. Kherson Water Canal. Vodo Canal. That's what that means. Water canal. Just trying to fix the pipes, and just, Kherson is still on the front line, still getting bombed. And Odessa and all of these cities, all of these places every day, So I just wanted to come back to this. I started our live stream today with this. Sarah! Wait a minute. I totally missed it. You're here. Thanks for coming. I totally missed that. Where are you in our chat? I really did miss that. Anyway, I just want to know. I'm going to post this picture to our community tab, and I want people to caption it. Just what do you think is the caption to this? Now, this one says Medvedev's remark on Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what these people say. I'm just looking at this, and I'm thinking about what is happening here. And I'm thinking that Medvedev is sitting there thinking, first of all, he's thinking, oh my God, I'm so hungover right now. Second, he's thinking, why the hell is this fake Putin talking to me? Who the hell does he think he is? That's what I think he's thinking. Like, why do I have to talk to this complete buffoon? He's just an actor. That's what I think is going on in Medvedev's head right there. Okay, Sarah, you said the Chinese economy is effed in corruption throughout the military. Yeah, big time. Maybe they just realized, oh shit, we thought we could invade Taiwan next year, and we can't. Yeah, you're right. And thank you, Sarah. That's true. They desperately need the money. Yeah, because their economy's taking a nosedive, or not at least not growing as fast, just not growing at the 7% that it was, and their whole economy was built on that. Good news. Really, really good news, I think. Yeah, recognition promotes repetitive donations, and it's just human nature. Yeah, exactly. It's not like we're out there like looking for that, but it's nice. It's nice to have. Oh shit, because how fucking late is it there, Sarah? You're in Cali, right? Okay. But all right, we all know about this, about the radar plane that got shut down. Okay, but they have more of them. They had like 12 total, I think. So now they're being kept further away. Oh, Medvedev hasn't had a good burger in a while because McDonald's left. Actually, I haven't had a good burger in a while. I make my own hamburgers here in Ukraine, and they're awesome. Much better than. The bad thing about hamburgers in Ukraine is about more than 50% of the time they have pork in them, or they're just straight up just pork burgers. It's a real problem. 100% beef is relatively uncommon here. Okay, so the deal is now they're being forced to keep this plane further away from from Ukrainian territory. Okay, so they have to keep it over Russian territory instead of nearer to Ukraine or in Ukraine, flying over Ukraine. And that's a really good thing because it reduces the accuracy. Oh, you're having surgery. What? Oh, well, you don't have to tell, but I hope it's a good surgery. I don't know. Wait, that doesn't sound right. What the hell is a good surgery? Okay, I hope it goes well. I hope it's not for anything horrible. That I hope you're I believe in you is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so I mean, so this what I'm saying about this plane is this it worked. This is good news. It's not all bad news. Okay. Maybe that's what Medvedev was thinking about. They fucked up my favorite plane. I don't know. This is also good news. I know it doesn't sound like it, but this is also good news. Russia keeps some 22,000 troops near Ukraine's northern border. Okay. Why is this good news? Because I thought it was 40,000. I thought it was 40,000. Oh, yeah, dude. I don't know if you've been watching my shorts. Okay, my short videos, but I was looking at my short videos, and like the bags under my eyes have their own bags. I've been, because I've flipped over my sleep schedule this past month so I could do these live streams and stuff, and I'm not getting the full sleep that I need every day. And it's like if I tried to fly internationally right now, I would get charged double for baggage. um, sorry. Okay, so why is this 22,000? Yeah, dude, totally. Having surgery is no joke. I've had surgery twice, and yeah, it sucks. So 22,000 troops. Why is this a good thing? Because that's 22,000 troops that aren't in Ukraine, first of all. So the Russian army is necessarily more spread out. Second, it's not enough. Hey, Tridents, how you doing, man? I am. We're not going to talk about the subject, but if you scroll back to early in the stream, we had a whole talk about you know who. But we are past it. We're over it, and we're not going to re-traumatize anyone right now. Okay. But you can go back and listen to it, and we may need to talk about it again. I'm not sure. Oh, colon. You don't, Sarah. You don't want to have a poop bag? Oh, but that makes pooping so much easier. Think about it. You'd never have to sit on a toilet again. I'm sorry, bad humor. So the point is here that this is not enough troops to invade Ukraine. 40,000 might be. Okay, 40,000 might be. 20,000 is not enough. If they tried to attack from the northern border and it's spread all the way along that border, they're not going to be able to handle it. So what that means is that Ukraine's little cross-border raids that it's been doing since last spring or whatever are successful. It is successfully forcing Russia to reposition. So that's a good thing. All right, let's move on to more interesting things. So this is an article, very interesting article about Euromaidan doing a pretty interesting investigative journalism about mapping North Korea's discrete artillery armor route to Russia. They misspelled discrete, but okay. Sorry, I have a little sniffle here. Apologize. So this is, remember, I can't remember, 2 months ago maybe, the rail line was blown up in a couple of places, pretty much right in the middle of this map. They blew up some tunnels for the only rail line. Well, I mean, it splits into two, but they blew it up in 2 places. And but that was after North Korea had already shipped a whole bunch of artillery. Okay, but they're mapping it out and they're figuring out where it is, where it's going. But this is very interesting. They're also mapping out what container ships and from which ports are carrying those that stuff, because it has to be, apparently it can't just go by rail straight from North Korea to Russia. It has to be taken by ship, which is very strange because I thought that Russia and North Korea had a direct connection, just a really tiny little border space way over here. But apparently not. It's being put on container ships and then loaded up in Korea and then unloaded at the first port in Russia. That's a major weak point. And I've been talking about for a while that somebody could send a sea baby. Yeah. Okay, Sarah, don't get me started talking about toilets. I have to go and buy pallets today for the toilets, and I'm not going to talk about it until I have something to show you guys. All right, it's going to be my anyway. All right, you know what? Give me 1 second, guys. I have a sneeze happening. Okay, just here, I'm going to put. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I haven't had to do that in a live stream before. That's interesting. Okay. So anyway, this is a point of weakness in that supply chain, where a nicely placed sea baby, right, could take out one of these container ships or several of them right there as it's being. So here's the. You know what? I'm going to go to Google Maps so we can zoom in, really look at it. This is something that I think would be amazing. And if I were Ukraine, I would be looking at, could we take a sea baby, and you could put a sea baby on a train car, put it in a shipping container, ship it to God knows where, somewhere, maybe ship it to, Japan or South Korea, take it off the shipping container there. And so, all right. Yeah. So there's no railroad, apparently, even though this is the border. And so between these ports, you got Vladivostok. That's the major port. Also, that's a big oil port here. And I think they said Chongjin. So yeah, that's a big stretch of land right there. That's 300 kilometers. Well, yeah, no, they would just send the containers through China if you take out the Russian port. Yes, I mean it's whack-a-mole. Okay, it's whack-a-mole. So, oh yeah, good luck, Sarah. See you guys. Cool. Or see you. Well, all right. You get the idea. Have a safe surgery is what I'm saying. Yeah. So just thinking about it. This is very interesting. Also good news, more good news. Romanian formers. Boy, they need to work on their translating. Romanian formers partially unblock Ukraine border. So they basically, there are two main entrances into Ukraine from Romania, and Porubne is the checkpoint. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at that on Google Maps. Yeah, and Jonathan, the railroads are all electric based, and I understand. I have seen reports that those what do you call it? The railroads, the things that put electricity into the railroads periodically along the rails have been being sabotaged in Russia by partisans. So I want to just look here to. So this is a crossing from Romania right here. I have it marked because I was thinking about going to. I was thinking about taking a trip to Romania soon, or at some point. And last year, actually, I was planning on going to Romania, and I didn't. I went to Slovakia instead. So there's here this crossing, Solotvino is the Ukrainian town, and there's a train going directly to Solotvino, so that's probably a major crossing. And then there's this one here, Seret. This is a much smaller, probably not a lot going on there. Let's see here. And then down south, this is probably the main. See, the problem with these routes here is getting there from the rest of Ukraine is a major pain in the ass because of the mountains, the Carpathian Mountains. There, it takes you have to drive around these mountains all the way around, and you can. Well, you can't really drive around them. It doesn't matter where you go, you still have to drive through them, and it takes hours and hours, windy ass roads. So the main ports then, the main ports of entry into Ukraine from Romania are necessarily going to be down here. And I'm sure that's where the farmers are, blocking. So I'm just going to look up Porubne Customs. Terablech. Oh, no, it's up here. It's up by the Carpathians. Yeah. It's the one that I said was probably not very important. And that's the one that that the picture is from there. Right. Aha. Look at that. Now I'm starting to understand. So this is on the other side of the Carpathian Mountains. This part right here. So the Carpathian Mountains here runs through part of Romania. And so this would be a better port of entry. You still have to, I don't know, man. Anyway, it's good news that this is starting to be unblocked. It shows that maybe Russia is running out of money to pay for the sacks of potatoes that they're giving the farmers, or whatever they're giving the whatever small bribes they're giving to the farmers to to do these protests, basically. So it's good. This is also good news. I know that the shit is happening with. Don't get me started on the Republicans and the Congress and all of that, but I feel like Biden is finally talking real talk and saying, look, if we don't support Ukraine, we're going to be fighting this war. And the biggest thing that U.S. lawmakers are concerned about is American boots on the ground in Ukraine, or America fighting Russia. People are so scared. And I'm telling you that Americans are already fighting Russia, both here in Ukraine and what you guys are doing right now. Yeah, who woke up Biden? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. He's like finally waking up and saying, for so much of this war, he's been kind of saying, oh, we don't want to escalate, and we're not going to give F-16s, And now he's like, hey, this is serious, and I think that's true for EU leaders as well. They're finally going like, hey, this war is not stopping. Russia's not gonna back down, which I knew at least from the beginning. I don't know about you guys. And it's going to be a tough time for Republicans. And I don't know how you guys are doing economically. I know everybody's not great, but in general, the economy in the United States is freaking awesome, supposedly. And that's a good sign for Biden, and it's a bad sign for Trump, which is a good sign for Ukraine. It means people are going to have, hopefully, some people more money to donate to Ukraine, to people who are doing good work, and they're gonna, even though Biden doesn't necessarily control all aspects of the economy, it has more to do with just natural cycles, natural economic cycles. But you have to admit that in general, when a Democrat is president, the economy goes up on a macro scale. And when Republicans are presidents, they usually, like Bush Sr., Bush the Second, and the Great Orange One, the economy, by the time they left office, the economy was hitting the toilet. And I don't see why people don't make that link. Average people. I think it's because they're listening to talk radio too much. Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad that he has to go go another term. Yeah, he's probably like, man, I was just gonna do this one term, man. Like, what the hell? Can Kamala handle it, please? This is a concern, right? So, artillery coalition for Ukraine launches in Paris without Ukrainian defense minister due to last-minute security concerns. I'm going like, what? So are we talking about security concerns for the defense minister, or was it really that he was just too busy? Okay. But the fact that this artillery coalition, we'll see how it goes. The fact that it's happening without Ukraine means that maybe, like I was saying earlier, maybe the EU, maybe Europe is going like, oh, okay, we're serious about this now. We are going to do it. You don't have to. Ukraine doesn't have to constantly say, come on, guys, let's do this. Maybe Europe is able to take it seriously. Let's watch this. 23 countries meeting together in the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, the Rammstein thing. So let's hope. This is also a good thing. Oh, yeah. By the way, yeah, Mr. Squiggle, thank you. Elon Musk needs rare earths and he gets aluminum, etc., from Russian oligarchs. Yeah, no, he has economic motivation for doing what he's doing, and I don't know if he has rationalized it in some way, but I consider him a Russian asset or a Chinese asset or both at this point. And I remember when Tesla moved into China in a big way, I was like, oh shit, that's what's going to happen. That's where this is going to go. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the Baltic states to build defensive installations. It's gonna, this is the new Iron Curtain or Concrete Curtain or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm gonna be really interested to see what kind of defensive installations the Baltic states build along the border with Russia and Belarus. Remember earlier, I brought up that let's see if I can find. Oh yeah, here we go. the Ukrainian government is allocating 17.5 billion hryvnias for construction of fortifications. Some of this Ukraine reconstruction fund, yeah, Kirby seems to be doing a pretty good job, Mitch. Some of this Ukraine reconstruction fund that the EU is sending to Ukraine it ought to be used to reconstruct defensive fortifications along the front lines, is what I'm saying. You know, so I'll be very interested to see what the Baltic states do, what kind of physical defensive installations they put in place. That's going to be very interesting to me. So that's where I'm going to end it today, guys. I wanted to talk about this, but it's almost 8 o'clock here, for Christ's sake.
A very inconvenient part of history for Moscow that shattered their lies that
this will
Moscow
have to wait.
being the direct successor to Rus. So they were.
But we will talk about it because I love talking about history. The other thing is, I can't believe I did this. I've been talking about these damn coats and jackets, and I took pictures and made video of every single one, every single coat and every single jacket for you guys to see. And then I failed to upload it. And I've been talking about them thinking that I had done so, and I failed to do that. So I am going to be uploading those. I'm going to upload them as shorts, or maybe I'll compile them all into one video. One thing I spent yesterday, I made this tourniquet unboxing video, and because I ended up I spent like, this is a 15-minute video. I spent 2.5 hours editing and trying to fix the video, and ended up having to delete it and reload it again. I just need to stop. I have too many important things to do to waste my time with video editing. Okay. I'm going to just try to do everything I can, either in shorts or live streams now. Shorts, I can, just upload it and I'm done, and then I can get on with my day and physically do the things that I want to do. The point of this YouTube channel is not for me to become a full-time YouTuber. I have a purpose, God damn it. Well, you guys know. Anyway, but I will be uploading those, I think, as shorts or whatever. And then the next time, every other time, when I've got some kind of new product or something that I want to show, I'm either going to do it in a short or I'm going to do it in our live stream, or both. That's my shizzle. So, with that, I want to thank everybody for joining my live stream today. And you guys, dude, thank you, Mitch. 2 hours today, 2 hours at the gym. Yeah, no, I all week I fucking, because I was so busy working on this stuff and I fucking lost track of it. So yeah, today I'm going to be 2 hours at the pool, and doing assisted pull-ups. And thank you, Mitch, for reminding me. So with that, guys, Slava Ukraine, and do babachення. Have a great weekend, everybody.